Hey guys, this is a dude at 2, and I'm going to do another video off of my ear reddening game. I got a lot of requests for the second game I played, where I claimed I won, and this is going to be that game. This game I really kicked butt in. After losing the other game, it was just a devastating psychological blow because I was ahead by like 17 points, and I had a huge lead. And then when I lost that corner, I was down by like 30 points. So, I mean, that one move just absolutely devastated me. So, I got my head in the game, I focused, and like I said, when I play these games, most of the time it's at work. And I could really only play 1 or 2 moves or 3 moves a minute. And every time I walk away from the board, I come back, I have to look at it again. I'm not trying to make excuses, I'm just kind of letting you know that it's easy to miss stuff when you keep walking away from the board and coming back. And I figure if anything it'll just make me stronger. But this time I made sure I didn't play any moves without thinking them through very carefully, and I think it made a difference because I really creamed the computer this time. I got it to resign, so I'm very proud of that. So what I'm going to do is the same thing as last time. I'm going to play the moves, and I'm going to explain what I'm thinking and what I'm thinking the computer's thinking, and hopefully we'll learn something from. We'll both learn something from the game of what's going on. As you can see, it's a 4-stone handicap game. So let's see, I'm going to move my stones over here so I can grab them a little easier. Alright, let's go. First move white plays is typical for a handicap game. You want to play in the corner here. Most people like to pincer and be real aggressive, but I like to play a little cautious at first, and when I build strength, I like to move from there. Now white's going to play on the star point. He's trying to carve out this territory, which is actually kind of even with mine. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to kind of threaten this area here. So what I do as black is I play here, meaning that I could jump out, jump into here, which would scoop out his territory. White's not worried about that right now. White plays a horse similar to what he played up here. I'm sorry, a knight's move, not a horse's move. I play it really safe. This is a good, strong opening pattern, and I wanted to get that, so that's why I played this. White's going to jump up, trying to seal me in. I don't want to be sealed in. Normally, this would be very passive, so I play kind of a move working toward pushing out and threatening these stones. White's going to take advantage of the fact that the knight's move can be cut. I'm sure, yep, I'm going to fill in here. Maybe not a smart move for white because it's making me stronger, but then again, he's giving himself strength. White's going to play this move up here, and I'm going to push up. I figure he's just giving me points now. Knight jumps this way, kind of carving out this, and I'm going to hit here because this allows me to push out if I need to. This, if he'd have played here, I'd have been kind of blocked in, but this gives me outside access. And white doesn't like that access. He doesn't want me to surround his group, so he plays a move here, hopefully trying to build a bit of territory there. But I'm fine with this. All my stones are connected, right? I got a 1 stone, and this shape here is very strong, so this is connected nicely. Okay. White's going to do another knight's jump here. This also is a pretty good connection, but not when I have stones there already. But what he's planning on doing is he's mapping out his little bit of territory. Right, I can't push in unless I cut, which probably wouldn't be so good as of right now unless I get some backup here. Then that would be nice, is kind of what I'm thinking. Which is actually my next move. It looks like I jump right in, threatening his base. Okay, and evidently white thinks that move is just kind of slow, and it probably is. It's kind of more of a mid-game, end-game move. So he plays here, literally blocks me in. Okay, now I cannot slip out from this way. So I had my choice. I had my choice of slipping out, or I had my choice of scooping. I chose to scoop, right or wrong. But I'm definitely going to put some pressure on this group. And same thing, I'm making this connection here called a bamboo joint, which is very strong. And I'm also putting pressure on his group. Now he's got cutting point here, and now I'm going to take advantage of my knight's move earlier and just push right in. Now I could kind of bust through here. And white doesn't want that to happen, so he plays a very strong capping move here to stop me from doing this and to stop me from doing that. Now a cut through here would probably be pretty good for me, unless white moves up through the corner. But I figure the corner's safer. Boom. I was worried about his horse jump here, which would scoop that right out from under me. Now what I'm going to do is, what white does is another knight's approach. The knight's approach is a great safe move for handicap games, especially if you're white, because it's hard to make a mistake and get surrounded, and it's a good fighting move. Once again, I figure it worked for me last time, so if you get a strategy working for you, you might as well stick to it, is my thought. This seems to be a common pattern with Champion Go, the program by Crazy Stone for my droid that I'm playing against. And once again, I'm just gonna, I know it's a slow move, but it's very strong and stable. That means all this is mine, unless I really mess up bad. Okay. White does another knight's approach here, and I'm going to answer once again. I don't want to get in any tricky fights on my head. I want to keep my lead. Okay. White's going to start Common Joseki. I'm not going to give him any corner, because as of right now I have all 4 corners, which is great. White's going to extend proper distance. I'm going to extend the proper distance. And white's going to extend down a little further. Really putting kind of pressure on this group. I don't like the pressure, so I'm going to do a knight's jump out. Once again, similar to this, I don't want to be blocked in. Okay, and unlike on this side where I was able to scoop out his base, this is very strong. I'm not going to be able to scoop that out probably. White does a very nice attachment here. Okay, this is a scooping out type of attachment, in which case I could either attack it and try to kill it, or play safe and block it, which I'm playing safe. Which should give me Sente. But I'm worried about, actually no, it won't give me Sente, so I need to block here, because if I don't, he'll cut and just destroy through the shape. So that'd be no good for me. White plays a nice move here, threatening to push in here and work on my weaknesses here. I don't want any of that, so I play here. A nice safe move. Now white's got a little bit of a Aji problem here, which he actually takes care of by playing up. He's not only making this whole group stronger, but he's peeping. I have my stone right there. I'm not worried about the peep. I figure if he pushes in, I could play here, and I'm still okay. I have this nice shape here, so I play over. Now this is strong, because this stops him from doing a nice jump here and killing my outside influence. But because white got these 2 stones, he's able to do a Hane. And then I'm going to do a nice safe 2-space jump from 2 stones. I could technically jump 3 and I should be safe, but that rule doesn't necessarily apply unless it's the edge of the board. White's pushing up again. Now if you look, white's just got a nice strong territory here. Very scary. So if I'm thinking of doing something, I need to do it pretty soon. But right now I'm more worried about staking my claim, because I have a nice claim up here also with the corners. My corners are still probably a little less than this potential, but not much. I'm pretty close. Now white's going to jump out, because if I would play here, I would have him blocked in, and then I would have a nice stake in the center. So what I'm going to do is attempt to kind of funnel this stone out while I make a bit of a base here, a bit of stones here, right? Try to push them against my wall and possibly jump in and reduce some of this. That's my plan. And white so far seems to be obliging me, so I'm going to jump out some more, right? White's going to jump again. Now here's where I want to put some pressure, because I don't want him jumping in here, right? So, but if I try to cut him off, then we're going to fight, and it's going to hurt my territory. So I just want to kind of funnel him where I want to funnel him. And white takes the bait, he pushes out a little more, and now I do an invasion move right here. Now, why did I choose here? Well, there's a theory in Go called sector lines, and this would be the sector line of his Moyo. Okay, the sector line rule, which I believe it's Bruce Wilcox's idea, is that you want to go one space inside the sector line. This way you could run out if you need to, and you could jump in if you need to. Okay, so his response is a contact here. Okay, he's building nice shape, so I can't cut, because that would be very nice if I could jump in here and cut. You know, that would cause some major problems. But I play it safe. I'm worried about him playing on top of me here, so I just play up, and now I'm out. I'm able to connect to my stones in theory, but white doesn't like that idea. So white wants to kill this group. He's trying to cut me off. But one stone is not very strong against two stones, so I bend around him with a Hane. White plays a fancy move here, connecting his stones, and threatening to cut me off. I'm going to play down here as black. White's worried I'm going to put this stone in Atari. And I play this move here, which protects us from cutting points this way. Tiger's mouth this way, tiger's mouth this way. Still got to worry about this, but not much. And obviously he senses that and pushes up too. Now I'm going to play here, which gives me a nice shape, right? And I could still work down. That's the best part about my little reduction. I mean, it worked out great for me. White being very strong is going to bend around me, causing me all kinds of problems. I'm going to play on top. Now, this makes a bad eye shape. So probably, or a bad shape, this empty triangle, which I always try to avoid. So that's probably going to get me in trouble in the future. And now, white does a peep here. If he can get this stone connected, I mean, that would just be devastating for me. So I'm going to connect here. Now white is going to play here to keep this stone from being cut off. Now I'm going to play here, threaten to push into his territory. He's going to play here. I mean, he's really threatening this now. Like, I need to keep all this connected or I'm going to be in big trouble. Which I managed to do so far. I'm still fairly safe. White's going to play around here, which puts a lot of pressure on that stone. But I figure a nice threaten to cut this off would really cause some trouble with these stones. And white doesn't want that. But he doesn't care as much as I thought. He's worried about protecting his Moyo. So I figure, alright, let's give it a shot. If I can connect this stone to this, I mean, that's even stronger. White definitely does not want that, so he's going to play here. As black, I'm going to play here. White's going to connect his stones to make them strong. I'm going to push out, threatening to cut here. White doesn't want that, so he keeps it connected. Now I'm going to threaten to peep here. If I could connect to here, that would kill all these stones here, and white has to answer. Now remember, I'm thinking these moves through pretty far. My group isn't totally safe from him pushing through either. but as long as I keep Sente, I figure I'll be okay. Now with my 2 strong, I'm going to bend on his 1 stone. It's usually a good idea if you could do it. White's now putting my black group in trouble. And in trouble it is. I need to be careful. So I'm going to fold around. And now white decides to push into my group. But that's okay because with my block here, it's actually pretty strong. I got a tiger's mouth here and I can make a nice strong group there. White plays a nice 1-space jump, threatening to push through. I'm going to protect on this side. White pushes through. Not good for me. I'm going to push through here. Puts these 2 stones in Atari, forcing him to take a stone and connect his group. So that's 1 prisoner we got. Okay. Dump that stone over there. Next move, black's going to do a large hole or a knight's move this way. Protect this area. Alright. White's pushing over. Black's pushing over. I figure he's just strengthening my territory now. White pushes over, and white's worried about scooping this out for himself. Now I'm going to push over here, which puts a stone in Atari, and it's also building up strength so I could jump down. White doesn't want me to cut up his stones, so he plays there. And now I do a tiger's mouth down here. Maybe it's a little slow, but guess what? It allows me to jump. I could jump from that here, I could diagonal here, I could do a 1-space jump here. It's pretty strong. White realizes this, so he doesn't want me to make another tiger's mouth, is what he's doing. He's playing on a key point of mine. I'm going to do a 1-space jump right here. That's also an attachment. White does an attachment, or wraps around me here. I have a nice counterattack, which white has to answer. And then I have to protect my area or he'll cut me off. Now white jumps up here. That's just a great move, because if I played there, that would give me 2 eyes almost and make really good shape. But all I'm worried about is getting cut off. If he plays in here, I'll get cut off. So obviously I have to play here. Now he's making my shape thick, which is what you want to do. Now he threatens this stone here, which I don't care about. I play here because I figure if he does take my stone, I can still play here and connect. No big deal. And if not, then I can play here and really jump up. So he plays a fancy move here. Instead of taking or the other, he just plays down. He's going to keep me here. But I need to connect, otherwise he's going to cut me off. So I connect. White goes underneath, kind of securing this area for him. And now I don't want him to block me off. I want to keep the pressure on, so I play there. White blocks. I'm playing here. White pushes in. Taking advantage of this weakness, really trying to cut me off there, which I cannot allow. I have to block here. Now this white group is pretty weak, which is why he plays here, to fill that in, make it not so weak. I push in here because I want these type of weaknesses here. I got a weak stone here, I got 2 stones here. Whenever you got 1 stone and 2 stones, you could usually do some nice damage. White scoops out a couple more points in the corner. I play up here, threatening. Now when I play here, I have a double co-threat. I have these 2 or this one. He'll have to choose which one to save. He wraps around thinking this corner is bigger. I'm just going to connect. White pushes in, stealing a couple more points from me. It's a good move for white. Then I play my big move here. Boom. So I'm worried about him blocking that. This allows me to come in and just destroy this area. White, of course, saves the 2 stones. I, of course, take the white stone here. And white tries to minimize the damage by playing here, right? Putting the stone in Atari. And then I block. I figure I could always come back. White takes the stone back. Which is still fine with me. Because now I'm going to play up here. Figuring, yeah, he can kill the stone, but if he chooses to do something else over here, then I'll jump right back up. White does choose to do this. So guess what? I take my stone back. Now we have a co-battle. Okay? So now White's going to play a place where I need to answer. Right? So I need to answer there. And so I block there. And now White takes a stone back. And I'm like, no way, fool, I'm not losing this. You got a lot more weaknesses than I do. So I push down here. If anything, these 3 stones are kind of in trouble. These 3 stones are kind of in trouble. I figure I could wrap around here and possibly kill them if you don't do something. Of course he answers. And of course, I take my stone back. It's a great example of a co-fight, though it's kind of a minor one. With a smaller group, those are the best kind to learn from. I figure if he plays here, so what? Not a big deal. If he steals a little more, so what? Not a big deal. So I figure I'm going to fill in my co-threat. And I consider myself, I won the game, or I won the threat. White's worried about me cutting here again. So he still has to answer here. In which case, I'm going to put these stones in trouble now. Now these stones are 1 away from being captured. White's going to capture this, giving him the corner. Black's going to play here, so that my next move I could push in. Black does a nice push down here. Nice strong shape, a kick, it's called. Usually a response to a kick is an extend to make it stronger. White plays here. He's getting ready to possibly jump up here or wrap around. In which case I make a double bamboo joint. This double bamboo joint is very strong. Very hard to deal with. White's going to extend out a little more, preventing me from wrapping around and taking his territory there. I'm going to threaten to do so here. Instead of answering my threat, he's going to push down here and threaten my bamboo joint. Lucky for me, the bamboo joint is very strong. White pushes in here. Now because I'm on this line, I could block here, because if he cuts, I'll just tar and kill it. Now White's messing with my bamboo joint. I answer here. It's kind of a gote move for him. Now he has to answer. And now I have Sente, which I use to threaten this point here. He counter threats this stone. I have to fill in, but that leaves this weakness, which he has to fill in. So now I have Sente again. With this Sente, I choose to play here. My reason for doing so is because I figure I could cut here and try to connect these groups. I'm going to push down. If he doesn't block, push down again and cut. And if not, I could wrap around. White takes this opportunity to push in and try to cut off these 3 stones, which is a good move because I have to answer it, and he keeps his Sente. But when I answered this, he resigned. Evidently, he figured that by cutting off these 3 stones, that would be the only way to kill me. So this is the resignation. According to my tablet, I'm ahead by 29 points. And then this is where Black resigned. So I hope this gave you guys a decent idea of what goes on in my mind when I play a game and some of the things I think. This was probably one of my better games, so I don't think I always play like this. Normally I'm forced to play kind of fast, but it was a great game. When he resigned after I mean, there's really not that many moves, maybe 100 some moves. I have to get Crazy Stone on level 7. I'm sorry, Champion Go on level 7 to resign was a big deal for me. So I was really happy, especially after how mad it made me with that last move. I got a couple requests for this repeat game. That's why I threw it on. If you guys like this, I know it's not an advanced type of review or anything like that with different variations and such, but I think these are the type of views that really help beginners. These are the type of reviews that I wish I saw for me when I was trying to build up my strength or whatever. I think the review is probably good for anybody up to, I don't know, maybe 12Q or something like that is my guess. But more likely these reviews will help people around the 15Q, 20Q area. That's what I'm aiming for. That's kind of what my audience is mostly. I got a couple really high rank guys who help me out with some stuff, you know, on the website with their comments and such. But these reviews, like I said before, these are beginner games, beginner reviews. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, help out the Go community, etc. But please give me some comments. Try not to be too critical of my game. I realize I'm just a beginner, and you could probably point out a lot of stuff, but it's probably not going to help the audience out. It would be more helping me out if you criticized or critiqued. I got a lot more videos on the way. I'm going to try to put a couple out. I've been busy with school, so hopefully you guys like this, and if you like this, get back with me. Have a good one, guys. Later.